Hello, good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and I apologize if we couldn't have a stream last night. And I should have communicated this to you guys over Discord and the YouTube community tab, but if you didn't get the memo, my internet service provider has decided in its vast wisdom to go ahead and work on all of the internet lines and cables around my area. I still have internet right now, but it's filled in a whole lot like 2002 dial-up internet. I couldn't even stream the new episode of the Clone Wars this morning, even in like 360p, because it was literally that slow. And that's why Friday's video didn't come out at 4 o'clock in the morning like all my videos normally do, because I started uploading it at around 11 o'clock at night, but my internet was so slow, I don't think it went live till like 6 this morning. 6 this morning of Friday, so this video... this one will be a little bit shorter, probably will take like freaking 4 or 5 hours to upload. But anyway, we have some more news on some changes coming to the game, and we're going to go ahead and dive right into them. And this is again straight from the World of Warships development blog Facebook page. I'm reading it word for word from them. Alright, PTIFHE, HE shell penetration and balance changes. On the second stage of the 0.9.2 public test, we've changed the characteristics of several ships, having analyzed their combat performance and have taken player feedback into account. Such changes were required in order to carefully adjust the balance of selected warships. We'll continue to introduce changes in the updates that will follow if deemed necessary. American Battleship Arkansas Beta, Tier 4. The possibility to mount Ship Consumable Modifications 1 upgrade is added. Soviet Cruiser Aurora Tier 3. Turret traverse speed increased from 5.0 to, hold your pants, 5.1 degrees per second. Soviet Battleship Sinyop Tier 7. Sigma parameter reduced from 1.55 to 1.50. Soviet Battleship Kremlin Tier 10. Sigma parameter reduced from 1.85 to 1.80. American Cruiser Atlanta Tier 7. Main battery reload time reduced from 5.0 to 4.9 seconds. American Cruiser Flint Tier 7. Guess what happened to it? Main battery reload time reduced from 5.0 to 4.9 seconds. British Destroyer Jutland Tier 9. Main battery reload time increased from 4.0 to 4.1 seconds. Torpedo Tube's reload time increased from 120 to 122 seconds. British Destroyer Daring Tier 10. Main battery reload time increased from 2.5 to 2.6 seconds. Torpedo Tube's reload time increased from 120 to 122 seconds. Japanese Aircraft Carrier Koru Tier 10. Attack aircraft damage reduced from 3,350 to 3,250, an actual substantial change. American Destroyer Gearing Tier 10. Researchable torpedo tubes reload time reduced from 118 to 116 seconds. British Destroyer Valkyrie Tier 3. Main battery reload time increased from 5.0 to 5.2 seconds. Torpedo tubes reload time increased from 41 to 43 seconds. British Battleship Orion Tier 4. Base firing range reduced from 15.18 kilometers to 14.7 kilometers. Pan-Asian Destroyer Hysiang Tier 8. Researchable torpedo tube reload time reduced from 119 to 117 seconds. Pan-Asian Destroyer Chungmu Tier 9. Torpedo tubes reload time from 119 to 117 seconds. Pan-Asian Destroyer Yuyang Tier 10. Torpedo tubes reload time reduced from 142 to 139 seconds. Aircraft spotting range of aircraft carrier squadrons, patrol fighters, catapult fighters, and spotting aircraft decreased from 19 kilometers to 18 kilometers. This characteristic determines at what distance the aircraft is capable of spotting an enemy. The inertia fuse for HE shell skill is changed as following. With the skill, the boost to HE shell armor penetration will be reduced from 30% to 25% for Tier 8 and 10 ships. Due to the fact that the rule of one-fifth of the caliber was applied when calculating HE shell armor penetration in Tier 8 to Tier 10 ships with 152 to 155 caliber guns, cruisers with 152mm guns could penetrate the 38mm plating with the 30% bonus applied, which was extremely powerful. With this change, cruisers with 152mm guns would not be able to penetrate 38mm plating. The armor penetration of some Japanese ships' shells is changed as follows. Armor penetration of 100mm main caliber HE shells of Akazuki, Kitakaze, Harugumo, A high school fleet Harikaze changed from 25 to 30 millimeters. Armor penetration of 100 millimeter secondary armament of HE shells of Ibuki, Zao, Yoshino, Azuma, Ki, Shikishimi, Hakuru changed from 25 to 30 millimeters, so they got a little bit of a buff there. Now the armor penetration of these shells is aligned with the new HE shell penetration of tier 8 to 10 ships with 152 to 155 millimeter caliber guns, the same as before the changes. The armor penetration of secondary armament shells of German ships. Armor penetration of HE shells from the 105 millimeter secondary armament on York, Prince Eitel Friedrich, Schornhorst B, Gneisenau, Admiral Graf Spee, and High School Fleet Admiral Graf Spee increased from 18 to 26 millimeter. The armor penetration of these shells became the same as that of other 105 millimeter secondary armament shells on German ships. Please note that the information in the development blog is preliminary and subject to change. Whew, that was a big post this time. Okay, so, couple of things. There seems to be another one of those updates where they just like freaking dial stuff back and forth by these minuscule amounts. Like all these destroyers that got their torpedo reload time reduced or increased, it's only by like 2 seconds, which in the grand scheme of things, you know, does 2 seconds on a torpedo tube reloading make that big of a difference? Probably not. I can see maybe if you have a lot of close encounters, how yes, 2 seconds does matter, but overall that doesn't change a whole lot. Same with the reload time changes on the Atlanta and the Flint, like 0.1 of a second faster. Yes, it is faster, but I mean, you know, that's not that big of a change. I'm not sure why they did that. I guess maybe since, you know, they've been introducing all these rapid-firing HE spammy ships, some people felt that the Atlanta and Flint are falling behind. I certainly don't think so, but 5 seconds to 4.9 seconds. Oh, okay. So Sinyop got nerfed. I wasn't expecting that, because Sinyop, I mean, she's a strong ship, but I didn't think she was, you know, dunking on everybody. And her turret rotation time is pretty dang slow, even by tier 7 standards. So yeah, her sigma's being dropped by 0.05, which, again, that's not going to make that big of a difference on the Sinyop, because as long as you're still within, you know, your sweet zone range of 14-15 kilometers, you'll do fine. I guess her guns were more accurate than they should have been at range, but I never really even tried to fire at range with Sinyop because it wasn't that great anyway, but I guess some people were making it happen. Kremlin getting pushed down to 1.8. So I think what they're doing with Kremlin and Sinyop, with a lot of these ships, is they're changing them in these very small increments, because used to, and I guess this could be them learning from the carrier rework, which is a good thing. Because remember, in the carrier rework, they make some pretty big sweeping changes during the carrier rework. And the carriers kept swinging from being, you know, the hand of God to being almost useless in the next hot fix. So this could be them learning from those mistakes, which, if that's the case, then this is good. They're making small changes over time rather than hammering us all at once with a change. So overall, I think this approach is better than the, you know, kind of sweeping changes that they used to do, well, not that long ago, really. So aircraft, their spotting range used to be 20 kilometers. Now their spotting range has been reduced to 19 and now to 18 kilometers, which I think that's good. That's less perma-spotting, but this is patrol fighters, catapult fighters, and spotting aircraft. So this isn't like the planes that the carrier players fly around, but, you know, perma-spotting and radar is a big issue, especially for destroyers right now. So I think that's good that they're taking steps to dial that back. IFHE changes, some of these we've pretty much already heard. They're increasing the penetration of certain guns to bring them at the standard with the rest of the tier. So, you know, 100mm guns of the Japanese, they're getting a bit of a buff, so they won't need IFHE. And German secondaries, where I knew these guys were getting buffs as well. So also, if you don't know, the guns on the GK, all of her guns after the rework will be able to pin 32mm of armor without IFHE. Same for the FDG and Bismarck as well. So that's a bit of a another buff to the Germans there, so yay, us German battleship players may rejoice. So yeah, lots of changes coming in 9.2, the second half of 9.2. When is this coming out? Well, again, this is on the public test server too. So we've got another month until that comes out, and then the IFHE rework will be upon us. And overall, I think so far it will be for the good, but again, we'll see exactly how good it is once it comes out in about another month or so. But yeah, so some pretty good news. Lots of buffs, some nerfs, but again, no major changes so far. And again, with the Kremlin, you know, it's not really the accuracy of the guns that's the big issue. I mean, that's part of it. But, you know, that turret traverse, too, I think they need to dial that down again, because it's silly for a battleship with guns, with turrets that large and that heavy, you know, can spin around faster than some of the super cruisers can. You know, like, come on, dial that down. Because, again, the drawback of the Kremlin is that it's a large ship and it's slow and it doesn't maneuver very quickly, but that's all thrown out the window. We have these turrets that can go from one side of the ship to the other side in under 30 seconds. If you don't take main battery mod 3 to get your reload under 30 seconds with the Kremlin, those turrets have an under 30-second turret rotation time. So, yeah, that needs to be fixed. But I'm glad they're still working on the Kremlin. They're willing to change her. But we'll see where this goes. I think probably by like 2021 we may have a 1.7 Sigma Kremlin if it keeps going at this rate. But who knows. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you in the comments down below what you think about these changes. Are they good? Are they bad? Do you think a lot of these micro changes are silly? Or do you think it's a good thing that they're doing this instead of the big, you know, hammer, bringing the hammer down on the changes like they used to? Let me know which one you guys preferred. Alright, guys, hope you're having a great Saturday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.